Okay, this is just a quick rundown for the Midnight Monk for Genesis 3. What it is a dynamic robe and collar for dForce. It's for Genesis 3 male and female, and you'll find it under People, Genesis 3 female, clothing, and Midnight Stories, and then under Midnight Stories there'll be another one called Monk. Now the simplest way to load the scene is see how I've got two subsets. One is where the hood is a bit more flexible. One is where it's more rigid. So all you need to do is click either one of those, and that's what we'll do. We'll do the first one. And that just that'll load in your robe and your collar. Both of them are on there. They've been weight mapped, and everything's been done for you beforehand. There's a plane on the floor, so the cloth will collide against it. The next thing you'll want to do is click on your simulation settings up here. Just click it once, and that'll load it up. The next thing you want to do is get to your timeline. Now you may or may not have this already installed, but if you don't, just go into panels, and there'll be a timeline down here. Make sure that's clicked on, and that'll produce down the bottom. Now most cases it'll be minimized, so click your little button here, and there's your timeline. One thing to remember, you cannot use dForce with any of the animate plugins. It has to be timeline. The next thing we'll do, we'll put in say 121 frames. This will give us a nice long simulation. Go to your scene tab. Make sure your Genesis 3 figure is selected. We'll move the timeline to say 60 frames. Genesis 3 is already selected. We'll open this up, and we'll just go to poses. We'll say alright, praying knees, which will put it down on the knees. Now you can see the cloth all on that. That's because this is just not really set up for conforming clothes. It's only set up good enough so you can use it with dForce. So we've done that. We've clicked our simulate button. So all we need to do is open up. If you haven't got your simulation settings, go to your Windows panels, and there'll be a simulation settings. So you click on that, and you'll have the same sort of windows. So you're in here. It's already been set up by and just so the next thing, all you have to do is click simulate. Okay, that's the simulation's done now. As you can see, the cloth didn't poke through the floor. So now it's all ready to render with. You can change your clothes, do So now we're ready to render it. So I would go to your scenes tab. I'd turn off your plane. Then maybe change your materials. Go to your content editor, materials, and under there'll be one for robe. We'll put her in red, and click on the collar, change that to red as also, and just hit render after that. And that's all there is to it. You'll basically just use your timeline to set your poses or your animations. You don't have to use my poses. You can use other set poses as well. But if you're going to go to your next animation, make sure that you clear your simulation. Make sure you have your Genesis 3 selected. Select your next lot of poses. Probably with posing too, don't select ones where any part of the body is going to hit the cloth, because it'll cause problems. So we've just done that, and make sure you have your plane turned back on. Then we'll hit your simulate button again. Right, with your simulation you don't have to go all the way to the end. It might get a little bit better, but not really. Just hit cancel, and that's all there is to it. So just be mindful of not to have anything clashing against the cloth or sitting against the cloth, and most of your poses should be fine. So hope you enjoy this set. Just remember, this is for Genesis 3 male as well, so exactly the same procedure, and hope to see some great renders. Thanks guys.